Okay, listen. I didn't think I'd open more. But today's Black Friday. Unlike retail stores, card shops usually don't scam you. So a local card shop was selling boxes for 30 a box, no limit. So yeah, I said fuck it. Let's buy another case worth. So I have another 16 boxes. Now, here's the problem, right? Um Holy shit. The prices have definitely dropped, obviously. I mean, I'm still trying to get the max alt, but this is 16 loose boxes. The way the card shop does it is that usually when they get their shipments, they don't keep them sealed cases, because they don't really sell by cases. They usually keep them by they take out the case. No, sorry, they take the cases cases. They take the boxes out of the cases and then just put them up on like their back shelves or whatever. So yeah, they basically just scramble them out. So yeah, you can see how it might be really, really bad. But don't worry. Don't worry. I kind of mentally accepted that if I don't pull something, it is what it is. But at the same time, it feels really fucking bad because I just spent so much on 2 cases worth. This will be a little longer because I actually have to separate these. I am going to throw away so much of this goddamn bulk. It's not even funny. Basically just keeping, well, I guess I'll just keep specials, but keeping specials and restands, basically. Because it turns out, if you look at other sets, like, for example, SAO Volume 2, for example, a lot of the restands, not a lot of the restands, one of the restands more specifically, the Mary Ann, we'll put that to the side. The restands go for a lot because they don't reprint them for whatever reason. And then sometimes the specials can go up too. But right, for example, right now, SAO GGO expected to be meta viable in January. The barbecue, the restand for green specifically, obviously doesn't get a reprint, so the price is gonna be a lot more expensive because you need, like, you play 4 of them in the deck anyways. But yeah, basically this is just to feed my addiction as per usual. But hey, at least I don't have to keep most of this because I know for a fact I'm throwing away like all of this, or recycling, more specifically recycling. First alt, good, Privity, I needed that. I had to count out how many alts I needed still. Just from the 1 stars alone, not obviously counting 2 stars. I need this. It's about current prices on TCG Player. It's about $600+. Was it worth it getting a case? No, absolutely not. You should never get a case like this. What are you, fucking idiot? But you know, haha, that's me, right? So yeah, I got a whole case worth that is basically loose boxes. So I'm actually not guaranteed any kind of rates. Granted, from what they were telling me, which makes about sense, as soon as they open the cases, they just put them up on the shelves. It's just to make more space, which makes sense. But, wow, holy fuck. Loose boxes, right? Crazy. But how can I resist? $30 a box. Is that the price of a UA box? Pretty much. But when I bought them, they were like $60, which is like, it's not MSRP, it's still lower, but it still felt bad. Honestly, this shop apparently didn't even know they were going to do the sale until like yesterday. So it's not like I would have known ahead of time if they were going to do it or not. It's just that they just suddenly decided that they were going to do a discount on UA, which makes sense because UA just doesn't sell. Maybe some local scenes do sell all UA, but that's very, very rare. The value of UA drops down so much that if you wait a month and they're not in the rush to build decks, you can build any deck for less than like $100. Like the best decks are probably like about 100, close to there, like Kenshin, for example. But most other decks drop really heavily. Like Mina, Reno for Kaiju, you can build the whole deck for like, I guess Reno's like high because it's kind of shorted somewhat. So you can build like the Reno Mina for like probably like $60, $70. On the release, it's obviously way more expensive, but again, that's the thing. If you're patient and you wait, you can get it for a lot cheaper. This might be a 1 alt box though, right off the bat, which is not great. We have the AP. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, not guaranteed a 2-star really, really sucks, but $30 a box, I mean, if I pull one, it's still really good. It's value, so might as well go for it. Who knows? I looked at my credit card statement and went, I should not do this anymore, but I couldn't resist. This is like the last case worth I'm going to get. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. It's the last case worth I get as of my mindset right now. However, if the sale continues and they still have boxes at the same store, I'm just buying the rest of it because fuck it, right? I will make more than it's fine. I will make my money, not my. I will not make my money back because I'm keeping most of the alts, right? Except for any extras, obviously. But I'll make enough for my work anyways. It's fine. It's good holiday season. A lot of overtime, and I'm gonna have to work all of it when I normally would not want to. But you know how it is, right? Haha, me when I have to work overtime. Not because I want to, but you know, because the work is making me do it. But also because I really should be working overtime to make up how much I just spent this month alone. Oh man, I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving though. This is a special Thanksgiving poll video. Yeah. It's a great poll video. I hope everyone enjoys it. It's gonna be really long. I counted out how long the others were, or not counted. I saw how long the others were. Holy Christ! I didn't realize it was so long. Also, what the hell? Yeah, this is a one-off box because it's 6 SRs, which is really crazy. Last one's this. That's good. The garbage. Encounter Alice, and then yeah. So one-off box. It is what it is though, but 6 SRs guaranteed. I hope they really do that. I hope they continue doing that going forward. The 6 SRs a box. Yes, it drops the value down, but the value of UA is already fucking dog shit as it is, so it literally doesn't matter. But the funny thing is, my local card shop also just gave me a whole release kit. So hey, I just got a release kit for free. Well, hold on, free. I had to spend money, but it's just because I was the only one showing up to the release event. I personally kind of like release events. I don't like doing them all the time, but I think they can be kind of fun. It's just the price of entry usually is, well, some shops around me do 25, but most of the time, the average price is $30, and it's 5 packs only. So that's fucking garbage. Why would you pay $6 a pack, right? When you could do it later for 5. But also, that's garbage. So most of the shops around me just do, what is it? They do 25 or they do 30, but regardless, they do 6 packs instead, which feels a lot better, right? We have AP. This is actually, funny enough, the most expensive non-foil AP. Well, it could have changed, obviously, in the last last many hours. But the Red Hood one is just the most expensive non-foil. It's only like $100. It's not that much more expensive, but it does have the most value theoretically because it's also going to be the most expensive foil AP, let's be honest. Also, I had to look back. Apparently, they really are. When the UA advertises as what is it? EN exclusive APs, I thought they were just using that as advertising, but no, it actually is 8 exclusives. Because the JP had different ones. They had like one for like, they showed like the 3 companies as 3 of the APs, like Elysian, Missilis, and Tetra, and it showed like the CEOs of each company on the art as like a chibi form. But we actually didn't get that, which is kind of unfortunate because I actually did want that. But they gave us some exclusive ones, which they're fine. They're okay for the most part. It's just some of them I would have wanted to have replaced, honestly, just because some of them are just okay. Like this one's cool. It's a classic image, but I would have rather have some of the other JP ones. Oop, sorry, hitting the camera. But yes. This is me investing in this head. I'm doing this because the Precious booster in JP, I'm sure we'll get it in EN at some point, and I'm sure it'll be pretty good support. How good? I don't know, because the support has to be busted as fuck to make any of these decks remotely good for meta. But in testing, right, I built all these decks already. So far, I'm liking the triggerless build. It's actually an interesting build, triggerless decks. The problem is just we get Ava in 2 months, and that's just a better triggerless deck, because it has a better payoff. Their payoff is like a big fucking body that does a bunch of shit, blah, 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 who cares? And also it's Ava, so fucking, they're all meta anyways, who gives a shit. Like, comparing, like, it's like literally just coughing, Nikke against Ava is just coughing baby against hydrogen bomb, so... Whew, okay, and these, whoops, Encounter, Neon, Maxwell, Rapunzel. Rapunzel's just such a shame. Some of these cards are such a shame. I've talked to people about this set, and they're like, oh, some of these cards are actually, like, really fine. There's nothing to complain about. And I'm like, no, read them. They're fucking garbage. Sorry, Rapunzel says to add to hand. If you want to keep it accurate to the game, though, you would have it instead say, oh, yeah, 2-star again. Fuck! It's Ruby. Okay, look, I'm happy I pulled 2-star from 16 loose boxes. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy. I still want the playset, but I pulled another rupee, and I I have 3 now. I unironically almost have a playset of rupees. What the fuck? The worst part is you don't even play her as a 4-up in the deck. A lot of these, some of these ults you actually don't even play at all. Because there's something like bounce gens and stuff. Or you play like 2 copies or something. Like some of them you just don't play places of, which is, it is what it is, right? That rupee specifically, you definitely do not play a playset of. It's not good. No, it's not that it's bad. It's just okay at best. It's a pretty good attacker. It's got good BP, but it's not worth the slot, technically, when you have better cards to play in that build. Just because there's a lot of face down mechanics, blah, 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 all that, yeah. So, whew, but 2-star, hey, great. 2-star pulled. Okay, I know, I shouldn't complain, but it's just hard not to when you pulled the same one. I only have 3 of the 12. I only have 3 of the 12 2-stars. And I pulled 5 total now, and 2 of them are dupes. It's just I would have preferred to not pull dupes, because I do want, the minimum is I want 1 of each copy. Oh, that's really nice. I actually needed this last one too. I mean, it was going to be 2 hitbox probably, but I needed this last one, so good thing. Anything else I pull for the Rappy, it's extra to go, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, woo, yeah, fuck. That's good, that's good, that's good. Also, I realized, because it's all loose boxes, technically, the box toppers are actually randomized. So I actually don't know if I will pull 3 or not, right? Because again, it's only 3 a case. It's kind of randomized in the case. It's not like they have like set placements in the case itself. So there's a chance I pull none. Realistically, the store told me what they had 35 boxes left. Yeah, they had 35 boxes left, and I bought 16 of them, so that puts I'm really stupid with math right now. 17, sorry. Yeah, they have 17 boxes left, so they have a case and 1 box left. Apparently, I had bought 1 box from that same store, but when I had left, they told me they only sold 8 boxes, which I'm like, damn, that's pretty good, right? Yeah, that's like really good. I bought 1 box from them. But they sold like 7 other boxes, which means, hey, they could have gotten the hits, right? And they probably did. But, you know, I still pull a 2-star, so I'm still getting away with lots. It's nice. It's I have a Modernia coming in the mail on Monday. So, I'll have 4 2-stars, I guess. But that one, oh, man, he just... man, I wish I pulled something else. Okay, look, I even though I bought loose boxes and I did get a 2-star, look, I feel like I get to be selfish, all right? I've put more money into this set than any other person ever, all right? Fuck off. Look, I hear people like, oh, like, a group of people bought cases. A group? Yeah, I'm one individual, bitch, and I bought a whole goddamn cases worth, all right? 2, actually, I bought 3 cases worth, right? I bought 3 cases. No one else done that. The singles is just kind of weird right now. I did want to do a video earlier, doing the market watch, but, first of all, I woke up a little late. But second, I figured there's no point doing a video now, just because it's still a little early into the day. I'll do one later tonight. So as of this posting, it's like, what, 4 o'clock p.m.? Yeah, I'll probably do one closer to later at night. Awesome, we have a alt art, a knee, so that's really good. But that's also box toppers, so it's not part of the actual alt arts. But hey, that's good. That's good. I hit the 3 and 16, right? Yeah, I hit the 3 and 16. Okay. Normally I would not. I still have to organize this. It's just my. It's not probably not OCD, right? Surely it's not OCD. It's just I've opened too much product in my lifetime, right? In my lifetime, I mean like the past like 4 years. I've opened so much Yu-Gi-Oh! I've opened a good amount of Pokemon. At this point, it's just me organizing it for the sake of myself, because I have to organize this later at some point. I really should. It's specials, actually. What am I doing? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's the special. Yeah, the weird thing is that this set has, like, their specials are really weird. The yellow one for Exotic Missilist isn't a kill. It's a rest freeze or whatever. And then this other one's like a... It's like gives impact +1 and then 2000 BP or whatever to Tetra. And it's like fine, but like it's not a kill. That's the biggest issue, is that because this is a prototype, they had to try a bunch of stuff. So then one of the things they tried with this set was that, well, we tried a deck that doesn't have removal, which turns out really fucking ass. Because when you have your removal, your opponent is never really forced to block. Or because you have no removal, you're not really forced to chump. You can just chump block stuff really easily. But aside from that, the deck itself, that build only gets impact, which like the only way to get impact is through two options. One is an Alice. If she has a face down card underneath, she gets impact, but she's only a 3500, so she's kind of worthless unless you BP booster. And then the other option is to is through that special specifically that gives plus impact +1, right? Which impact's great, but turns out it's not really enough, right? Your only avenue is literally 4 cards in specific, and 8 cards in specific, and 4 of them have a 4 of them is a special, so that just feels even worse. Also, I've been putting these away. I'm pretty sure I put some specials into the recycling, which I need to go back in after this video, I guess. Fuck my butt. Drake, do what I say. Haha, Noah, FNL, Haran, Neon, Rapunzel. Oh god. I realize though there's not really short prints per se. There are just more SRs I'm pulling than the others. Neons, the 4-cost SR, I've been seeing less of that. I've also seen less of the one of the Rappy raids. The one that you don't really play. It's the on raid or whatever, like active the counter or whatever. But yeah, there's not, otherwise not really short prints in this set, which is nice. It's not like Yu Yu Hakusho where like in a case you were only pulling 5. Like no, and I still pulled a fair amount of the technically short printed SRs. And by short printed, realistically, that just means that the ones that I didn't see most of, or I didn't see more of. But no, it's nice to see that they inputted the starter deck into here also, because Lord knows no one would ever buy that except for me. And also, I don't like doing the structure deck thing now. Initially, I was on board with how they do structure decks. But turns out, when you want to build a certain deck, you need sometimes 4 of the fucking cards in the pack. And guess what? That really sucks ass. Okay? Like, was it AOT? It was if you play the Levi build, which is so dog shit, but if you play the Levi build, you need also, I should be organizing. Hold on. I need to make more room over here. My desk is crowded. Okay. But yeah, for the AOT structure deck, like, if you're playing Levi, you needed 4 of those Irwins, right? Technically, you can get away with, like, 2 at the very least, if not 3, but that Irwin is just way too good to ignore. It's just a 3500 when he attacks. I think like boosts, whatever, but like it's a really good earn for the deck. Okay, that's the other AP, whatever. But yeah, some structure decks, it just feels bad because you do have to play a playset of the booster pack stuff, and then that just doesn't feel good at all, because turns out being forced to buy 4 structure decks sucks. Obviously you can buy singles, right? But then it's like, well, the value you get from a brick is technically good. I guess it depends on what you build, right? Technically the best value was Kenshin, but man, Kenshin just felt bad because you had to play a playset of every single one of the cards in the booster set, except for I guess Makoto. Makoto's probably like a 2 of at most. You didn't have to necessarily play a playset, but it's still a really good one. We have no alts in this box. So this is a 1 alt box because I have 3 packs left in the box. Oh my god, I gotta go fast. Okay. Drake, Rapunzel, Scarlet. Realistically, yes. Obviously, buying, what is it? Singles is the better way to get the alts, but fuck it. $30 a box, how the hell can I resist? And I refill my SR so I can move them to people. Poli, that's really good. I have 2 of those. So I need 1 more of the Poli then. Yeah, I need 1 more of the Poli then just to finish out my thing. Okay. Real quick, after I open this last pack, I know it's not gonna be an alt, but I will go through the cards really quick. Not the other box. Maybe I go through the other boxes actually, just in case. I don't want to miss it. Okay. Let me see. So Alice and the Snow Queen is a special. I'm just keeping the specials in the restands because I know they're not gonna be reprinted. The rest of this stuff is like negligible because half these cards you don't even fucking play. Realistically, the Precious Booster, the change it'll make is because of the way the set is formatted. It'll not be a new color likely. It's very weird they add a new color because then it would just be really limited set. But they probably just add support for these existing colors, these existing decks. The thing is, the special here, I forgot. There's one for Scarlet. Fuck, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I did miss something. Fuck, I just was not paying attention. Sorry, I'm in a frenzy to open boxes because I'm an addict. Yeah, but the thing is, the Precious Booster will add support for all the decks, but usually they don't reprint stuff like the final. They don't ever. They don't ever reprint the finals or the specials. The only time they would realistically do that, I guess, is if there's an alt art to it. And as far as I know, the structure deck for Nikke actually has an alt art, or not alt art. It has its own copy of the Rappy special, which is a rare in this set, but it looks a lot different. It's a special, but it just says RH on it. It says Red Hood. But they have that in the set. So, realistically, we might get that in the future, question mark? But I don't know. It's also a special, too, so it'd be kind of odd to reprint it. Technically, they just don't have to reprint it at all, but I think it'd be nice just to have a set of those, you know? Okay, and I apologize for this. I am going through this, but hey, fuck it. You get a box opening on Black Friday, you're welcome. This is the Black Friday special, by the way. This is the deal that I have going on my channel. I'm going to open boxes. You're going to watch and see me potentially fail. Well, technically I didn't fail. I did pull the... I pulled the alt art. I pulled the 2-star. But still. No, the chances, because I just pulled one, these are loose. So, if they didn't shuffle the boxes around, what's likely to happen is that they probably have the boxes stacked. So, as soon as they took the boxes out of the cases, they probably just put them right on the shelves. Because 8 people already bought boxes before me, they had gone through half a case worth, technically. Well, yeah. I guess including myself, yeah. We went through half a case, technically. So, realistically, off of 16 boxes, I have half of that first case, which means it's probably dead. If I pull a 2-star here, and I have the half of another case. If I'm thinking in terms of, like, how they might, like, probably stack it, it's probably gonna be that if the rupee was part of the stack that I got into right just now, the second half of the first case, and then the first half of a second case. It kind of depends on where it was placed, obviously. As you may have seen last video, I fucking got the 2-star in the very last pack of the very last box. So there's a chance that that could be the very same case. And if it is, I might go back into it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is me being an addict. You get to watch me waste my money away for this when I should realistically be buying singles. Also, God, it just feels so bad because obviously I knew there's some shops might do Black Friday sales, but to this level, did not know. I wish I had foresight. Obviously, you know, hindsight is 2020, but it just feels bad because it's like, man, $4.80 a case. At that point, I would have just bought all of these. Sure, I'd be missing. Off of those 2 cases, let me see. Yeah, actually, off of those 2 cases, the first 2 cases I bought, I would have just I would have been missing 2 stars, and they would have been rupees actually. Realistically, it wouldn't be that big of an issue, honestly. Although the second case did have like the best foil AP, in the set, so that is nice. It's just I can obviously save a lot more if I had waited for the cases. And also, I could just save more in general by just getting singles. But, you know, I'm fucking stupid. Let's just say I'm not getting Demon Slayer Volume 2. Because who cares? I mean, the Demon Slayer set is, like, they get nice boosts. But, like, Tanjiro and Nezuko is realistically still the best deck in that set. Muzan gets a lot better. But in terms of meta viability, they are non-existent. Because I'm sorry, but we're getting Ava. A set that is in JP Tier 1. It's in almost all of them. Ooh! Second alt box hopper. Nice. Sick. That's a good pull. But yeah. JP, they rate Ava immediately as Tier 1. The fact they're getting an EN, technically it does translate, just because if it's that strong in the JP meta, where they have a lot more stronger sets than we do, then it means that it's going to be even stronger over here, which kind of sucks, but I mean, they just really want to introduce the sets. It's just the problem is next year is just such a high level of power creep. Like, we've had a steady level of power creep. Kenshin was the worst one because it just basically warped the meta entirely. But next year is just going to warp everything again. And the problem with meta warping sets, when they introduce them, is that, especially in a game like this, it makes older decks obsolete completely. Can you win with them? Yeah, you can win with any deck because it's fucking UA. Takes like 0 skill and almost all luck. But the best decks are usually because they have a better board state at the end. They have a better end board, a better goal, and they're a lot more consistent with it. but older decks can still manage to take wins. That said, older decks are just going to go on the wayside because, you know, Ava's super consistent. Older decks are just going to have trouble with it. Drake alt, very nice, very nice. First alt in this box. But yeah, it's just really unfortunate. It's just how it is, but I mean, I get it. They want to accelerate sets. They want to introduce more IPs because that's how you get people in. There's a lot of people that you may have already met or talked to who are like, I don't want to get until this IP's in the game. Is it in JP? Yes, no, depends. You know, obviously we won't get certain sets. Like, we probably won't ever get Tekken. We probably may not get Blue Lock and like Haikyuu. We probably won't get sets like Roboco. Obviously, things are more popular in Japan and non-existent basically in EN. And then we probably won't get sets like Tales of Vestiria, and maybe honestly we may not even get Arknights too, because as strong as Arknights is, in terms of gacha, like Nikke is just gonna be more popular than Arknights in the West. So I mean, would I like to see Arknights? Sure. I haven't played it, but I've seen the arts. I've read up on the story. It's interesting. Also, the decks are pretty fun. Would I like them? Sure. But will they arrive in EN? Probably not, like ever, right? Because again, like, you kind of have to get the community to vote for this stuff. It seems like they're releasing sets based on what people vote for. And in this case, like, well, we had a lot of, well, myself included, helping, had a lot of people just voting for Nikke, right, to release. So it's actually great that this is in the set. The next set's, like, because they already put Slime in, which is what I wanted, so it's actually really nice. The fact Slime is already in now. Well, we could see My Hero, because My Hero is, let me see. They are almost done with their season. I think there's actually, I want to say there's one more episode left, but I could be wrong. I haven't actually watched the last episode, so I don't know how far into it gets to before it gets to where the end of the manga would have been. But, if it doesn't get to the very end, actually, I guess that would be weird if it wasn't to the very end. But still, I think, like, one more episode, maybe, if it's not already the last episode. One more episode will finally open it up, hopefully, to get My Hero in. Again, like, Slime as a volume 1 and 2. But, have I even paid attention? I don't even think I have. Have I pulled any of the green? I feel like I haven't seen green specials at all. Let me see. No, I just didn't see any. Okay, but yeah, like for, My Hero, we'll probably eventually see it later next year. Personally, look, you can tell, with how much of fucking Nikke I've opened, you know what I like. I like what I like, and I want Chain Soldier. It's a set we don't have reveals for yet, because right now, if you are in, like, the UA Discords and stuff, right now, they're revealing Kagurabachi and Tokyo Ghoul, which are, Kagurabachis are going to be our late February set, and then Tokyo Ghoul is going to be our April sets. I think middle April or late April, one of those. But we'll be getting those sets. However, Chain Soldier, I don't know if there's a release date in JP, but after these two reveals for Tokyo Ghoul and Kagurabachi, they should probably do Kingdom, because Kingdom is releasing in JP. I think that's the next set maybe for them. So they should be releasing that at some point. But, and then showing us reveals, which, again, Kingdom, you know, probably popular in JP, but not as popular in the West. I've heard of it, never seen it myself, have not heard a lot of people talk about Kingdom itself. But, yeah, that's a set that we may not just get in the US or EN, but, we'll get reveals for that probably, and then after that, realistically, well, let me think. Okay, so we're going to be in December. They finished Tokyo Ghoul. So December to January, they probably start revealing Kingdom. But at the same time, that's when they would also reveal the Nikke Precious Booster. Because Nikke Precious Booster releases in the middle of February in JP, I believe. So they will have those. What did I even pull? Did I even pull 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, there's just a one-off box. Okay, it is what it is. But yeah, for that, we'll get the Nikke reveals probably in the January. They just like to do it like pretty soon before it like releases. So we'll get that. Hopefully after Nikke, they put in Chain Soldier. I am curious what the cards will do because I'm interested in that set. Will I go as hard as this set? Realistically, probably not. I like Chain Soldier a lot. I think it's a very goofy, funny series. But I am not into it as much as I am Nikke. But I still will want Chain Soldier cards. And honestly, probably alts. I can already figure out what... I can... You know, you can probably tell what the alts will probably look like. So, it'll be pretty nice. I will be going for that set, obviously. Will it be meta? I don't fucking know. But based on JP releases, yeah, every new set they release is goddamn meta, apparently. So, fuck it. Also... Oh, fuck. That's, I guess I pulled a 2-star, but 2 of the boxes were 1 alts. That feels bad. Again, 1 alts feel bad. Again, people do the surveys, please. Please do the surveys. And then say that you want better hit rates. The reason stores do sales like this, and this is not, my local is not the only one that had stores like this. I've heard about from, like, the Judge Discord. There's other stores that are doing, oh, like, $30 on, like, all, like, UA boxes, including Kaiju and Yu, which is fucking crazy, because Kaiju is, like, a value set, right? $30 a box? Yeah, you are, unironically, probably making your money back on Kaiju boxes at $30 fucking dollars. That said, though, obviously, stores are selling at that because they don't move them that often. And it really sucks. Because, again, when someone pulls a 2-star and the community finds out, no one else buys boxes. And if it's not that, it's because people just don't want to buy boxes you wait. It's just terrible. You want to build a deck? Just wait a month. You don't have to get it right away. The only time you technically might have to rush for decks is, like, if a rare battle is, like, a few weeks after, because sometimes, like, it'll be the last set in the series before they do the rare battles, and then usually that might mean that, like, that last set that was released might have rare battles that come up very quickly, just based on what the Bandai tournament store scheduled, right? Because obviously they put the schedules for when they want to release events. If you're smart, obviously you do the release events later if it's the last set to release in the series, but not every store does that. I know we had one store that did, like, rare battles. Like, they did all of them in one day, which is technically nice, but holy shit. One, it almost conflicted with a different store, but 2, they included the set that had just released, like, a week or 2 prior, so it's like people want to play in it, had to scramble for decks, and I'm like, what the fuck, fuck that. I'm not scrambling for Kaiju. But I still managed to get a deck, because turns out, got my cards pretty cheap, and they came in pretty fast, so. Because this is before the buyouts. Pepper! Hey! Okay, cool. I need the pepper, and I need one more now. Oh, man. The thing about that is, technically, I would need 8. Because you can play 4 peppers in Mistless. You have to play 4 peppers in Mistless. But you can play 4 of those peppers in Tetra. However, I'm apparently a purist because when I was deck building, I was not thinking about it. I ended up building decks by their own affinities. Technically, that's how these decks are meant to be built anyways. You have to keep them affinities. There's not really much cards to check around. But, like, something like the peppers is a draw sideline. It's a generic draw sideline, so you can just play it in general. I just happen to deck build and keep them pure, you know. Because I am what it is, you know. I'm a pure man, you know. I'm not a degenerate. Despite how much of Nikke I'm opening. Look, most of these arts aren't even that egregious, to be honest. Okay, I think I saw a second alt, too. Alright, nice. Hey! Noir! Holy shit. This is unironically my first one. I have to count it. I'll do it later for the Market Watch video, probably. But I actually didn't count how many alt arts there are in this set. Because I think the alt arts are actually not all the same. So, this being one of the early sets, because of the fact they did 12 2-stars, I wouldn't be surprised if they did even more 1-stars than any other set. But I have to actually count it out. I have yet to count it out. Also, if you use X-Burst, they haven't updated it yet. But X-Burst doesn't add some of the alts because some of these cards are kind of exclusive. Like, we don't really have them in the set yet. There's the E-Leg. They don't have it on X-Burst for EN side. They don't have it in the Asia side either because JP didn't get the alt art for that. They got the card in the tournament promo, but I don't think they got the alt art for it. So, yeah, but we have some exclusives here in terms of arts, probably. So there is that aspect to it. So there's stuff that I technically have to add to my list. Even the cost, I think I did add it just because I knew it wasn't on the website. But okay, Scarlet Arc. I am brain dead. I have a rare battle after this, technically. It's for Kaiju, but I don't know if I really care or not. I could play in it, but fuck. Rare battles are so fucking dog-ass. It feels so bad playing in rare battles. Because most of them do the best of one rule, and then oh god, best of one's so fucking shit for this game. I will always complain about this, by the way. You're never gonna hear me not complain about the format being best of one. Look, man, I come from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I come from Pokemon. And both games, even though Pokemon is less interactive than Yu-Gi-Oh! By miles, it's still a best of 3. Like, that's great, because obviously in Pokemon, there is an aspect where you can just get sacked out. One mon on bench, and then you get poison donked, and then you lose. But, for the most part, right, best of 3 is still really nice in general if stuff like that happens. UA is, like, the most egregious game for that to happen to, and yet still they keep it to best of 1, except for Top Cut. Yeah. If you're good enough, if you're good, sorry, let me rephrase that. If you're lucky enough to get into the day 2s, congratulations, you can play in the best of 3 format. Everyone else, though, you're just a bunch of fucking peasants who didn't get lucky enough, so you have to suffer in another best of 1 format. Oh, the Nats? Yeah. Day 1 is still best of 1. It's only for day 2. Sorry. No one else matters. It's fucking dog shit. Okay. Oh my god, there's so many rares. I'm about to come. Okay. I probably don't have to keep the rares, but I practically will. It's just rares end up being harder to come by for the most parts. But also, like I said, the finals and the specials, especially the finals, those are really annoying. Because in a box, you don't pull a playset. Nice ult, I needed that too. Also, was that last one a 1 hit? No, sorry, it was Pepper and Noir, so it was a 2-hit box. But yeah, the last, the boxes you pull, you don't get a playset of every final. And because we don't have a structure deck, to get the yellow one, you do have to kind of go in here and get them. So yellow will realistically be the most expensive one to get for the finals, because it's also theoretically one of the better decks, which, in my opinion, yeah, I guess, I get it. But, like, at the same time, yellow just doesn't, it just feels okay. It just feels like an event-based deck that's kind of generic, nothing special to it. I still sit that the fact that purple inherits good. I like triggerless decks. I wasn't going to build Ava. I need to read up more on the red cards, but after playing Inherit more in person, I actually really like a triggerless build. I think it's really interesting. Because a lot of games, life swings, right? Life can swing games, and they always generally will, like 80% of the time. But in a triggerless deck, it provides an interesting way to play the game. You kind of have to be careful with what life you take, but the way the deck functions is that you get effects based on non-triggers that you might hit. More specifically, actually, this card right here. Because this card says, if it's active, right, your opponent takes a life from you, and if it's a non-trigger, you can rest it to add the card back to hand, which is really, really nice. Because there's a lot of non-trigger cards that are like, fuck, I wish I had in my hand. And it's like, hey, guess what? Here it is. The only problem is that they made it a hard one for turn. Which I'm not, again, I guess it always goes back to, well, this is like the what do you call it? The prototype set. So they designed these mechanics in a certain way, and they didn't want to make them too broken. But, like, making it a hard one for turn sucks. Because of the fact that you are playing a mostly triggerless deck. You're playing, like, less than 20 triggers. Which means in most games, you are really probably not going to hit a single trigger in your life. Which actually sucks. Sometimes. It's like no specials probably. You have finals you play, but, I mean, relying on finals in the last life is stupid. It's just making a hard one to turn makes no sense because the deck already suffers from having no triggers. Like, it doesn't really have actives or anything or draws. So then it's like usually in decks that have those triggers, right? It's an advantage. Hey, bump a 2 to a 5k, blocks a 4k out, and then you can continue your next turn. You protect yourself from one more life. This Inherit deck doesn't have that. So then my issue is just always, oh, second alt, and it's the Elex. Sick. I need 2 more of these. But yeah, it just feels bad because what do you call it? The amount of aggression your opponent can put on you will not be punished because they can aggro on you. If they know that you're on the Inherit deck, they can aggro on you knowing that they probably will not see any triggers in your deck, which means they don't have to worry about potential active. Or if you're a good player, for example, like I'll like usually like look at my opponent's sideline and calculate how many like finals, specials they might have in their life, how many they play, things like that. But in like Inherit, it's like you can't really do that. You can calculate specials and finals like usual, but you can't really rely on actives or draws or even get triggers actually, because the zeros you play aren't get triggers. So the problem is that your opponent goes aggro on you, you go Eden once and then it stops. They really should not have made Eden once per turn. You already need a C1 anyways for the deck to function and do well, but not the Aiden just feels bad because if you're taking multiple life, then you can only use it once. So sometimes in games I've been testing, it's like if I see the first card, it's a non-trigger. Obviously, there's always gonna be a chance because you do still play like the color trigger purple, obviously because of Dorothy. It's really good, but I've had games where I will intentionally not use the Eden effect to take the card back to hand just because it's maybe not a card that I need, and also the next card still more likely to be a non-trigger, but it might be a better card that I could use instead, right? Obviously, it can blow up on you if they only take you for 2 life, and then the second life is a trigger, so you can't really grab it. But I mean, it is what it is. That's just the problem with the deck. Is just there are things you have to think about, but like the processes and the reward you get for thinking about all of these calculations and stuff is not worth it. It's because your end board's like really garbage. What do you call it? Fuck, I forgot the name. Oh yeah, the Haran Raid is actually really good because it's like 4 non-triggers on your field. She gets impact, and then on attack, you look at top 2 cards, and then you can add one to hand and bottom the other one. But you take a card that's a non-trigger, which is really nice, right? Because again, most of your deck is non-triggers. You're always getting stuff. That card's really good. The Dorothy is also a really good removal because it's actually pretty strong. It can actually get up there in terms because most decks are playing a lot of triggers. There's people who stand by on like having 50 triggers because blah 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 blah. But like it's just more of a benefit for the Inherit deck, which is why I'm hoping the booster really helps them out. Obviously, they don't need to add triggers for Inherit. They just need to add more cards that make it more consistent with what you're seeing. Maybe a better Eden ? I don't know. Just gonna make that hard once return is like really stupid, but it's whatever. Also, I'm just not paying attention to the specials, I guess. It's just too many uncommon ones. I'm just not really looking. I guess it's fine. If I get rid of them, I get rid of them. I don't want to keep looking through this. I've already opened 3 cases worth, and I'm not sick of opening packs, mind you. I love opening packs. But, it's just a lot of work, because it's a lot of cardboard and money. Haha. But yeah, anyways, I looked at my statement, and it was so fucked. I'm like, oh my god. I'm gonna kill myself. Haha, I'm gonna die. Thank you. It's so bad. I've already spent a lot. And I basically felt like I was getting scammed by the other stores when I bought the first 2 cases. Just because of the price I was paying compared to what I just paid for this fucking case. $4.80? Are you shitting my ass? Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But sometimes the boxes are cheap enough and you just go for it. Especially if you can snipe the 2-star, it feels good. See, that's the thing. I shouldn't feel like this. I say that, and it's technically true, but, like, it doesn't feel good to think that way. I don't want to think, I got the 2-star, now the case is dead, and I sniped the good card. I don't want to think that way. I want it to be like, oh, I pulled, like, the 2-star. Oh, there's a chance for another one, right? If I want to gamble, I can get more boxes, or otherwise, hey, someone else gets it, they have a chance. I shouldn't feel like, hey, I got the snipe the 2-star, now the rest of the product is dead. That's fucking garbage. Like, what the fuck? It's so mega donk ass, dude. Yeah, mega donk ass. You heard what I said. Snow Queen. Alice Anise. Yeah, it is what it is, though. It just feels so bad, honestly. What was that in the back? Scarlet. Pilgrims. Yeah, I was recently going on the custom experts or whatever. I was just trying to think of ideas of how to make these decks better. There's obviously simple ways to make them better. Well, obviously you have a new card, but still. But it just feels so fucking bad because these decks need so much of an upgrade. It's not even funny. It's so bad. Realistically, all these decks need is ways to output more bodies. Because to keep up with the meta, right? They're pretty strong. Haran, sick, nice, alt, ha 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 ha. But yeah, to keep up with the meta, you have to basically keep up with more bodies on the board, because that's what the new sets are basically doing. They're flooding the boards with bodies, or if they're not doing that, they make up for it by having strong as shit bodies that do a lot. Damage, blah, 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 impact, all this stuff, kills, excavates, blah, 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 draws. You need that to be more competitive and viable as a set. So I'm actually so curious what the Precious Boosters do. When they start doing reveals for those, I will be making videos talking about them. It's gonna be annoying because there's gonna be so many and there's gonna be a lot of videos. But it's part of me wanting to make more content. And also I like Nikke a lot, so of course I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I will do. I say I will. I might forget, but I do want to do more videos of that. Just to cover that stuff and just talk about it. I think it's interesting to talk about. Sometimes people talk about it. Usually you can tell if a deck or set is going to be good based on what the cards you reveal. Like, I look at Kagurabachi now, I'm like, holy fuck. Man, these raids are sick as hell. This is going to be a really good set. And it is going to be a good set, right? Will it be a tier 1? Maybe not, just because of how good Ava is and stuff. But will it be at least tier 2? Yes, based on the cards I've read. Yes, they're really good. They can't fuck around and make weak sets anymore is the problem. That's the power of power creep. As the game ages, they have to power creep things and up the level of power just to keep things interesting. And so the problem is that, well, you kind of leave behind the older sets. And so how do you support that? Well, legacy support. You know, like Yu-Gi-Oh does that, right? In this case, it's volumes, right? But the problem is, well, typically volume 3s are going to be the end of series. Like, think about Bleach. Volume 3 is going to be the end of 1,000-Year Blood War. You have the rest of the Stern Raiders. Like, you have, like, the Sniper. You have Gerard. You have Pernia. You have these other... yeah, you have these, like, other Stern Raiders that they add. And then they have, like, the new Ichigo, I guess, with the 2 swords or whatever the fuck. Well, I guess actually, they did show in blue. Never mind. They have it in blue already, but they could do more with Ichigo. Fuck it, it's Ichigo. But yeah, then you have New You Watch also. You know, Soul King You Watch, right? But the next volume 3 will be the end of it. And so the problem is, like, some sets just won't, like, the end won't be volume 3. So then how do you boost a set, right? Like, for example, JJK. They didn't introduce Mahoraga, and they are just starting culling games, basically. They're just at the end of Shibuya, and they're just starting culling games. Realistically, you can't fit all of culling games into a single volume 3. So then the question is, like, well, what do you do with a volume 4? Unless they really want to cram it all in there, but I don't know. They could, but it'd be kind of iffy because there's a lot of content. And then the other question is, like, well, if you do a volume 3, what do you do? Are you really gonna do a new color? I would hope not, which is why I think that's why with Nikke, they're doing the Precious Booster as a way to introduce more new cards and progress the story of a set. But it's also another way for them to release more cards without having to create a new color. Because when you create a new color, you have to do a bunch of new cards for it. In terms of polls, like, it feels bad because if a new color isn't good, it's just trash, right? Like, take, fuck, what do you call it? Red JJK. Red JJK is like a really just awful deck. It's not that it can't get wins. It's got decent payoff, but it's just awful compared to the other decks and the other colors. So it's like, well, what are you going to do with it if you do volume 3, right? If it's a volume 3, you technically have to make a new color for it, right? Which in this case, it would be green. But then a new color means that most of the cards get slotted to that. And then all the other support for the other colors, you're less likely to pull those, right? So realistically, the Precious Booster would be a means of them being able to progress the story while also releasing new cards. But then they don't have to make a new color. They can just ignore a new color, and then they can just add support for the existing colors, which I think is probably the way to go. I think the Precious Booster is a great idea. It's just the set is just a lot smaller. And again, this is Nikke, so it's a little different. But we'll have to see what they did. We'll have to see what they do in January. Unless they want to do an early review just for me. I'd appreciate that. I want to see what's cooking in the lab. Unless it's some dog shit support. It'll probably be like, oh god, I don't even... Some of these decks are just so awkward too. It's like, oh, missless. You need a bunch of 4Ks on your front line. By the way, your front line. And I go, that's fucking stupid. Why do they have to be on my front line? Yeah, ways to boost to it, but it's like, what? What happens when they kill my front line? Cool. They lose their bonuses. Excellent. That's just what I wanted. It is what it is, though. Okay. I don't know how many boxes I've gone through, man. Damn, I'm just opening like crazy. I'm just eating it up, dude. I love opening packs, baby. All right, Alice, Medania, Scarlet. Scarlet goes there. Arc, Darla, Marianne, Neon. Neon's pretty good. Oh, Neon's like okay. The payout's like weird. I was talking to someone and they were right. Neon's slow. She's the only damage 2 for the deck. And the problem is like you have to use an event. So if you can't use an event, she's just a 4K. The other worst part is, hey, Crow, nice. I need 2 more of these now. I know that. But the other problem with Neon is, so you have to use an event to get damage too. But you also have to use an event to get the when attacking. And the when attacking is, you may draw a card. If you do, sideline the card. That's on attack, which is not amazing, right? Because sideline cards sucks sometimes. But, I mean, it works for the purpose of the deck, but still. But the, yeah, I should keep them. Nah, I won't keep the memories. Fuck, I have too many. It's just the fact that you are locking 2 effects behind using the event. You know, you're consistently going to use events, but realistically, like in most builds, you're playing the finals, the special, and then memory specifically. Now, if you're playing 4 of each, that's only 12 events, right? Which you are likely to see events, right? But, like, how often can you use it, right? Because it's only every time you use an event. And so next time you don't use event, she's just a 4K, not even the damage 2. Okay, cool. I will just take that life, because who cares? I'm taking 1 life instead of 2, and I don't have to lose a blocker. Okay, whatever. And counter, I mean, it works well. It's still decent. You kind of have to play her, but just feels like the payoff's not good. But then the Precious Booster should give us a raid for the Neon anyways. They'll give us more cards in Neon. They'll make her a raid. We'll get our beautiful Super Spy. That's for sure. Do what I say. All right. They should also just make cards for the CEOs. Like they'll make an Ingrid card, and then they'll make like a Mustang card, and then fuck, what is her name? Why do I not remember the Missless CEO's name? This feels bad. I don't know. I'll think of it later. I just can't think of it right now for some reason. It's very recognizable because she is quite the Kusogaki, basically, because she's like a bratty child. But I don't remember her name for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, Siwen. Siwen. That's what it is. It's like Syuen. Saiyan Sky. Horses, Uma Musume. Man, when are we getting the Uma Musume set? Let me play horses in this, dog. I want to kill people with a 4K Tokai Teo, dude. Maybe hit him with the damage 2. Maybe hit him with like the 3K Suzuka. I don't know. Get the Narita Taishin in there. Get the Gold Ship in there. It's like a 6K raid. Kills everything on the field, but also you lose like 5 life or something. That'd be really funny. I don't know. If they did make an Uma Musume set, I don't know how deep I'd go in it, but I'd probably go kind of hard on it, honestly. I don't even know what they do for it. I don't know what colors they do. I don't know how you build the decks. I guess you build them based on, like, the anime, right? So then, like, you have the, what do you call it? You have the, actually, in-game it's Team Sirius, but then you have the trainer team. He doesn't have a name. He's just named Trainer, I'm pretty sure, in the anime. But you have his team. You have the other woman's team, probably. And then the last team is, like, I don't know, fuck it. It could be, like, whatever. Just a bunch of Uma Musumes. Because there's really only 2 factions, generally. And even in the game, it's like, well, I guess Rico's team, question mark. But then what? Rico's team is, like, only, like, Bitter Glass and then something Cocoon or whatever. Or Chacoon. I don't remember her name. I don't know. I'm playing the Unity Cup, but I don't remember the horses' names. They're sexy, man, but, like, dog, I don't remember the names. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, that's right. That's my Uma Musume segue. Anyways, we're back to Yumina, I guess, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck it. Ah, Marianne. This is another one-hit box. I'm gonna fucking shit in my dick and kill myself. I'm gonna fucking kill everyone that I see because I didn't pull another alt. Did I? Actually, no, I think that was a 2-all box, maybe. I think that's the one I pulled the Haran and the Crow in. I know I pulled the Crow this box, but maybe that's the one I pulled the Haran in. I don't know. I'm not going to look back at the footage. You think I watch my own content? Fuck off. No. I'll watch little snippets. Except for one video, actually. There's one video I watch every now and then. Because I literally... It was a Yu-Gi-Oh video, too. It was... They released... So, Yu-Gi-Oh releases, like, a reprint set. It's called a Megatin set. And, so, usually they reprint staples. However, with the design of the set and the ratios, what Konami does is short prints severely the staple cards. So the cards that were like $60, $50, $100, they reprint them in the set, but then they short print the fuck out of them, right? And it is a short print because the mega packs are like 18 cards in a fucking goddamn pack. But they short print them, so it gets you to buy more technically, but then also it doesn't really drop the prices of the staples. So it's like, well, people who want to get the cards, they can't because it's still expensive. And then opening the Megatins feels ass because when the card's short print that you really want, oh, a third alt Alice, my beautiful bunny. Ah, yes. Is that another one? Wait. Oh, fuck. I only need one more Alice. I haven't pulled a Lapras yet, actually. Holy shit. Actually, do I even play 4 Alices in the deck? I don't even think I play 4 of them. I really should probably play 4 of them, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, but what was I saying? For Yu-Gi-Oh!, the way they do ratio is that, like, they have a reprint set, but, like, it's just bad because things get short printed pretty heavily. There's an alt in back. But it's... it's not good. It just gets short printed, and so... I don't even know what I was talking about, actually, now that I think... Oh, Noah! It's my last one! We finally have our first play set. We have our first play set, and that's how beautiful, the strongest shield on the surface, baby. Noah. There she is. Welcome home, Noah. You're a brave warrior. Haha. Spoiler alerts for the recent 3rd anniversary event. Not gonna say anymore, but you'll just have to play to find out. Well, actually, you can't even play it. Never mind, because the event's over. So, never mind. Fuck off. Light of a Hero, Crow, Special. God, I woke up so late. I realized I actually slept late too. Jeez, I was not supposed to sleep late, but you know how it is. Sometimes you watch an anime and it's really good, and you just don't keep track of the time, and suddenly, all of a sudden, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I go, fuck! Thank God I don't have to do anything today. Did all my laundry yesterday. Didn't really have to go out and do anything today other than later, but, you know, obviously, sleeping is not good. I'm going to give you a hot take. Sleeping in, not good. Not good for your body, not good for your mentality. If you sleep in all the time, it's really unhealthy. I am in the process of doing that. I basically sleep in a lot of days because I get tired from work and I just sleep late. Realistically, I should keep myself on the good REM, but I don't. It's also my job, man. Like, I work graveyard shifts, so it's like, well, you know, it's kind of tough because, you know, graveyard shifts, you go to work earlier, or you go to work technically later. Like, I go in, like, the early mornings, like, midnight, basically. And then it's like, I come home in the afternoon, but it's like, fuck, I gotta go to sleep when it's still, like, light out, probably, just because, and then, yeah. I also have to drop off some packages, too. I know people were ordering cards from me. Fuck. Okay. Arena. Special there, Lapras. I'm refilling my SRs again. I am the Nikke vendor. People have been referring to me. It's really funny because I think I talked about this in the last video. Someone opened packs because they're like, oh, I want to get some pull baits, blah, blah, blah. Some stupid fucking dumb bullshit piece of shit, whatever. And then they didn't pull anything but SRs. Well, they pulled, like, rares, SRs, whatever, but it's like, it's not really pull bait, right? So then they just gave it to me for free. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, thanks. I'll take it. Because why not, right? You tried to pull an alt and you didn't pull an alt. Good luck, I guess. Alice. Woo. That's Scarlet Special. But yeah, that's the life. I am the Nikke vendor. I never thought I'd be a vendor for a set, but here we are, right? Just that I went so hard on it. I go hard in the paint. Yeah, I mean, it's also because for the next sets, SAO Volume 2 is the only one I really want. Ava's very good, mind you, and maybe I don't know if I'll build a deck. The rare battle looks kind of fucking dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. So, Ava, I'll probably skip. Even for regionals, I'm just gonna play SAO Volume 2. I think I just have more fun with it, and I'm more practiced with it to the point that I think I'm actually I'm a pretty good player with it, at least. I think I just go SEO Volume 2, but, you know, you look at how much I just fucking spent. I'm about to eat my own asshole. So, I have to save up. And then there's Vegas. Vegas is so weird, too, because, like, okay, so I have a group of friends, right, that are probably going, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's Valentine's weekend. So, half of them, if they're going, probably bring their significant others. And so, the problem with that is, well, guess what? They take their significant others and they get their own rooms, which is obviously fair. Like, I'm not saying I'm against that. It's just, I'm going. I don't want to spend money on a fucking hotel in Vegas for, like, hundreds of dollars, right? It's like, the best way to get the rooms is to split the cost, but no, the Vegas hotels, the Vegas just gets even more expensive, too. It just feels so shit. If you go somewhere like Fremont and stuff, it's really nice. Also, God, I'm about to shit in my dick. Yeah, but like Vegas just gets more expensive, so it's like obviously the best way to offset costs, especially if you're going to like a competitive like event or something. Like the best way to offset costs is to share a room, but sharing rooms you need X amount of people because those costs get really high. Like I was looking at the hotels around the area, it's like $700, $800. I don't want to spend $400 on a fucking room. What the hell? If you want to go to a nicer hotel like Resort World, because the regional's at the Las Vegas Convention Center, so like Resort World, Fontainebleau, they're the closest ones, but they're 5-star hotels, so obviously they'll be more expensive. But like Resort World, like for the 4 nights that I was looking at, even if it's only 3 nights, well actually no, it has to be 4 nights because Friday's the LCQ, so I have to go on Thursday basically, unless I go the day of. But that sounds fucking miserable, and it's not guaranteed I get in on time anyways. But basically, I have to fly in Thursday, leave Monday, right? Because Sunday is the last day of the event. But the problem is, $1,400 for those 4 nights, because obviously Valentine's Day they accounted for that and they charge even more. That's fucking garbage. That feels really bad. $1,400, even split among 4 people, that's $350 a person, which is nice for a 5-star hotel. And the hotel itself is actually really nice, but it's really expensive. You wouldn't want to go there with less than 4 realistically. Unless you have money out the ass, I guess. Or again, you're going there for a couples trip, it is what it is. But if I'm going there, no offense, dude, like even if I wasn't single, I don't know if I would go to Vegas for Valentine's Day, honestly. I think there's more romantic things you could do than go on a fucking expensive ass trip. Like at that point, if I'm spending to go to Vegas, bro, I'd probably just go to fucking Europe, if anything. That'd be probably more worthwhile than anything. Fuck that. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be way more expensive, but it's more worth it than Vegas. Vegas is cool, but too much overpriced dog shit for nothing. Yeah. At least the restaurants are really good. That's the only real reason I go. I go for competitive events, but really, I just go to hang out with the friends and then go out somewhere nice to eat. Marianne, that's good. I think I need 2 or 1 more of those. I don't know. I need a lot. I haven't pulled any... Well, I guess to be fair, I never had places of any of the alts yet, so it actually makes sense, but... Holy, but yeah, Vegas is just really weird. We'll have to see. Right now, I have like 1 person I would room with at least, but like I don't know if I would even go. I will get the ticket regardless, because they don't charge you until you actually attend the event. If you don't, then you get refunded. But the thing is, if not enough people go, then I would be like, or not enough people go that wouldn't be going with like their SOs and stuff. Like it's just way too expensive. I mean, yeah, there are cheaper hotels, but technically, you get a cheap hotel because you go out of state because you just need a place to stay, to sleep for the night. However, I've been out of state enough that at a certain point, I need a decent hotel. I'm not going to say some shitty motel just because I save money. It's like, $100, $200 a night. Wow, I guess. But I sleep in shitty conditions, maybe. Fuck that, dude. I'm way too old to be doing that shit. Also... The worse the hotel is, the more likely there is of, like, being dirty. Like, there's gonna be, like, fucking semen all over the place. There's gonna be goddamn maybe bed bugs. Who fucking knows? Bed bugs is the worst thing, too. I haven't seen them, but I never want to. That sounds miserable. The second you get bed bugs, it's over. It's like, you're fucked. Which is why I pay more for, like, comfort. Like, even a 5-star hotel, very expensive, I would pay more for that just because it's more likely that they're not going to have as much dirty conditions. Will it still be dirty? Yes, it's a fucking hotel, right? But, like, realistically, it will be a lot more clean than, like, a 3-star hotel. Would I stay at a 3-star hotel? Yeah, sure, that's fine, right? I'm not against the 3-star hotels. I think there's, like, an Embassy Inn or, like, a Hilton Inn or whatever, or, like, a Hampton Inn that's nearby, which isn't bad, but, like, you know... You're going out of state to a place you don't go to that often. It's also kind of nice to just spend a little more when you go out, just because, like, hey, you have a nice room. Like, we went to LA and got a pretty nice hotel, and it was a pretty good price with there was like, what was it? There's 3 of us total. So, the total was actually pretty cheap. It was only $260 a person or so. The view was, like, amazing. The service was great. It's just definitely, like, a higher-end hotel. So I wouldn't eat at the hotel because it's expensive as fuck. But it's a nicer hotel. It feels good to sleep in it, right? It's just a nice, relaxing place. Meanwhile, you stay at, like a motel or some shit. It's, like, it's just kind of dingy. It gives you a place to sleep, but do you feel good? I don't know, man. I haven't really slept at a motel, really. Like, the worst is maybe a Holiday Inn, and the Holiday Inn wasn't even that bad, but, like, I've seen the motels, I've heard the stories, I don't want to do any of that. I get it, though, if people are, but at the same time, also, again, if you're going out to travel for a card game event, I'm not gonna lie, alright, this is a serious thing. If you're going out to travel out of state for a card game event, what are you doing spending like the bare minimum? At that point, if you're doing it to save money, technically that's one thing. But it's another if you're doing it because you can't afford like maybe a decent hotel or a nice hotel. At that point, it's like, why are you even going out in the first place, right? And I know it sounds very like, it's very like, oh, like upper class, like you wouldn't know. It's like, yeah, I've been lower class before. I'm like middle now, but like I've been at that point where like I didn't have that much money, and it's like, well, at that point we don't go out of state or we don't go to these competitions. The amount of like regionals, not even for UA, for Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, the amount of regionals I've skipped just because I don't care is a lot. And also like I know like there's a lot of events I've skipped going out of state because like the people in the group would be like, oh, we'll get like some like motel where we just want a cheap room. Sorry, I hit the camera. Blah 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 blah. But I'm like, well, I'm gonna stay for comfort, and I don't think I exactly feel comfortable in like a motel. Again, some people might be, and that's fine, but, like, I just, oh, God, I also hit the camera just, I just can't do that anymore. It's just, it just stops being worth it at that point. Just to save some money, it's like, bro, I'm already going out of state. It's already getting expensive as is. Also, let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, you're so cool. I just want to make sure. I really just threw all those fucking boxes there. We still pull. We hammer all still pull. We have our to pull. Okay. But yeah, I'm at an age now, and at a point where I'm like, if I'm just gonna go out of state, I'm just gonna spend the money for a nicer hotel. Do I want to pay the full cost? Absolutely not. That's why I want to split it. I'm still gonna be a little cheap there, obviously. I'm still cheap, by the way. I'll still use coupons. Fuck it. Doesn't matter if I ever get amazingly rich. I'm still gonna want to split costs. I don't want to pay the full cost of anything, but. Because no offense, man, as nice as that hotel would be, here's the thing, if I split with this other person, it would be $700 per person. Yeah, that sounds fucking stupid. I'm not paying $700 for a goddamn hotel. What the fuck? By the way, you have to remember also, when you're going out, which is why I get why people save, but at the same time, it's like, well, I'll just room with more people. It saves costs on the hotel. You can get a nicer hotel, and you'll have money left over to spend on, like, food and stuff. Ugh. Like, I know, like, one of my friends, he went to the, what was it? It was it was some bumfuck place. Virginia or something? Or North Carolina or some shit? I don't know. It was, like, the first regional we had this year. And he went there. He got his hotel through, it was third party, so it's unfortunate. But he just got some whatever motel. And then, what ended up happening is he got fucked over. They overbooked. And then he had to basically stay in, like, some, like, makeshift room or something, the way he described it. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds miserable, dude. It's also why I booked directly with hotels, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that's why I just booked in, like, the better, nicer hotels. But I guess, to be fair, he was going by himself. There was no one else with him. So it makes sense. You don't have to spend that much, right? But, I don't know. Also, I guess, to be fair, I also wouldn't really go out if I was by myself, right? Because I don't think it's fun going to an event by yourself. That sounds fucking stupid. Kind of lame, actually, to be honest. Go to a card game event by yourself? Yeah, that sounds fun. What the fuck? That sounds stupid and lame. I don't know. I'm all about the experience, to be honest. And honestly, a bad experience with, like, even, like, a hotel, it just feels like it might ruin it for me. So, you know. And if you want to call me bougie, you can. But to me, I think it's just worth spending a little bit more. Maybe even a decent amount more for some more comfort, right? Because comfort is always the best thing you can get. Obviously, things will not be as comfortable as your own home. But if you're going out, like, you might as well make the best of it, right? Why live in, like, worse conditions if you can afford to not do it? I don't know. This sounds very bougie of me. Diesel all nice. You don't play it because it's dog shit, but yeah. It sounds very bougie of me, but that's just my opinion. Just like hotels, like if you're going out, especially for these cards, especially for fucking UA, all right? I'm gonna be real with you. I go out for UA, I'm not spending a bunch of money, but I'm also not gonna. What, I go to a shitty hotel just to go to a regionals, and I scrub out, and then I like what? Oh man, I have to go back to my shitty hotel and sleep in it. Not only did I scrub out, but I had to go back to this shitty hotel. Oh, that sounds great, dude. At least if I have a nicer hotel, I'm like, I can go back to the hotel and have a nice time, I guess. But I don't know. It is what it is. Do what it's saying I wanna do. Okay. That was one alt. Okay, yeah, that was one alt. Liter. Is there a way now? Right below, right below, right below. Red Hood, my love. I technically can't check the time because I'm recording my phone, so I actually don't know how long it's been. Well, it's been an hour, but I actually don't remember when I started recording. I think it's probably 5 now? Question mark. So I should almost be done. Almost, question mark. But yes, let's get this over with because I have a rare battle to maybe play in. But realistically, I'm going because one of the father and sons has Riftbound, which I want to play. Riftbound's actually really fun. I've been playing Riftbound a little bit. Not that good at it because I'm still learning it, but it's a really fun game. And holy shit, interactions, it's like going from day to night when compared to UA. It is complicated, but I just wouldn't build a deck anytime soon. I like you, Riftbound. I do want to build eventually a deck. The problem is, I don't really care about League. The last I ever played League was like when I was in fucking high school, right? And I like Master Yi as a champion. Very straightforward, kind of brainless, I guess. But I like playing... Not the foil AP I really cared about, but it's still a foil AP regardless. I like it. We get it. We hit it, baby. Off of loose boxes. Ooh, I'm doing pretty well. Okay. Unfortunately, that is going to be one of the worst foil APs. It'll be one of the cheapest. Next to the Modernia, the one that's, like, all black. That AP is probably one of the worst ones, too. As in, like, it'll be the cheapest one, so... I thought about getting a playset of every AP, but that sounds also kind of awful. I might just do one of each for that one, for sure. Because I already have a playset of Nikke APs. Both, I have, like, JP ones I bought a while ago. Like, since, like, a long time ago. And then I have the ones from the Bandai Card Fest playmat one, so... yeah, I already have my Nikke AP playsets, but hey, I'll probably just get one of each at some point. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Riftbound. I want to play Master Yi, but then I didn't realize, first of all, I don't pay attention to meta, so I actually don't know what's good or not. Other than Kaiso, or Kaisa, because people are saying that's really good. I guess I don't know what the champion is, but I'm sure whatever they say is probably right. Apparently Master Yi is also really good. He's like the second best deck, and so it's really expensive to make, and so I go, fuck, I'm not building Master Yi, I guess. Fuck it. But I wasn't in a rush to play it anyways. They have Nexus Knights, and technically it's worth it, because, like, what? There's a Teemo alt you can pull, it's worth $300. And even then, like, the cards you pull from Nexus Knight packs is, like, super worth it. But I'm not good enough to play in those events yet, and I'm not comfortable enough, and also I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for a deck, man. They're too fucking expensive. I'm coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. Alright? I'm coming for Yu-Gi-Oh. I know that shit's expensive. For top meta decks? Fuck! And it's even different from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, like, expensive just because some cards and staples are expensive. This one's expensive because it's like, well, there's no product, and so there's scarce listings right now. But, yeah. I know all too well that feeling of when meta is very expensive. You can build non-meta decks for sure. Like, maybe you could build a cheap Ari deck or, like, a Lee Sin deck. Will they do good? No. But they'll be cheap and affordable. But I'm also, like, trying to figure out playstyles, too. I just like Master Yi Champion, technically. I don't know what he actually does, but I just like him. Teemo's also kind of funny. I've seen it played. I never played it myself. I might want to build that, too, because Teemo's, like, control deck, which I think is kind of interesting for this. E-leg! I'm about to E-leg all over myself. Anyways, yeah, Riftbound is really expensive, and I don't need to get another card game. I'm basically, like, at this point, I'm, like, kind of bowing out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. Their sets are just not worth getting, ever. The meta is in a point where Mitsurugi is still meta. I hate Mitsurugi, so I'm not gonna bother with Yu-Gi-Oh. I might just sell a bunch of my stuff too. Might make time to quit the game, you know. Also, the community is kind of weird too. The community for UA is like actually a lot nicer in general, more welcoming, I guess. Same with like Pokemon, right? But UA community is still kind of ass in some ways. And also, man, in terms of smells, I don't understand this aspect too. Like, there's a stereotype that card game players are really smelly, and that is unfortunately true. And I don't know why. Has no one ever just told them they smell like shit? I think I got in trouble for telling a player they smell like shit. But like, dude, what the fuck? How do you go to an event and smell like shit? Does no one tell you? No one said anything. You left the house and no one said a goddamn thing. Really? How the fuck is that possible? Also, I think I pulled the ult. I forgot. I pulled the full AP in this box, so I'm pretty sure there's no more ults, I think. Well, no. This is a new box, right? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, I don't know why there's a stereotype. It's really sad because it's like, well, it's really easy to clean yourself. At some point, it's like, okay, the argument boils down to people going, but what if they have a genetic disorder? And I'm like, that sucks. But how many of you fucks have a genetic disorder that just makes you smell like shit all the time? There's no way. There's no way there's that many of you. What the hell? That'd be baffling. They all gather to play card games and smell like shit. I don't know. I just don't like... I get the stereotype, but it sucks. It's really sad. God, because I get lumped in with them and I'm like, sniff me. I don't smell that bad. Breath probably doesn't smell good, but then again, most people's breath smells like shit anyways. It's your breath, right? Very rarely does anyone have a nice smelling breath, but for most people, it smells like shit. However, your body odor is something you can generally fix. There's people who are like morbidly obese. I almost thought that was a foil AP. I'm sorry. It just looks like the foil. It looks like the AP actually. So I almost shat myself. Sorry. I paused and had a heart attack really quick. But yeah. The card game players that like smell like shit. I just feel like no one's ever told them that because they just want to be nice. But I don't know, man. At a certain point, you gotta be mean with them, man. They're stinking up the entire fucking place. I'm like, dude, I gotta play. Recently, I heard about this one thing. Well, it wasn't recently. It was like some time ago for one of the Yu-Gi-Oh regionals. Someone got a they got a game lost because of how bad they smelled. Now, I haven't heard of this happening in years. In terms of Yu-Gi-Oh sets, I started playing when the Alba's Strike structure deck released. Okay, that was like 3 years ago. That was like Power of the Elements. That was like before Power of the Elements. Right before, actually, it's the same year. But that's when I started playing. Playing around Dimension Force. In those 3 years, I had not actually once heard of someone getting a game lost because of how bad they smelled. And normally I'd be like, oh, you guys are making a bullshit. Except the person who told me was the literal was the judge of the event. One of the judges. And it was corroborated by many other judges and players. And I go, okay, that's probably valid. That's probably like, you're actually probably not lying. And at that point I go, what the fuck? Someone got a game lost for how bad they smelled. I'm sorry, dude. But what the fuck? If you get a game lost for smelling like shit, you need to change your life now. That is not okay, dude. If I ever got a game lost because of how bad I smelled, I would quit that game forever. I would be so fucking embarrassed. I shower, I put on deodorant, right? I don't have as much of a smell, though. It's kind of funny, because, like, usually people sweat, they'll smell. But some people just naturally smell, even if they don't sweat. I just have the genetics where, like, I just don't really smell that bad unless I've been outside, but maybe like my hair. I don't know. No, I'm probably used to my own smell. That's why I say this. So who knows? Maybe I'm probably lying. I'm probably lying to save myself. Haha. Anyways, but yeah, that's it. That aside, getting a game lost for smelling bad is crazy work. Like, what the hell, bro? I would have definitely ended myself. Well, not definitely, but holy shit, it made me reevaluate my life if I was getting a game loss for that. And then I think he lost the game too, maybe like the entire match. But that just, I mean, oh god, it's so bad. Oh, Jackal licked that chain. Oh fuck. Anyways, I don't know. That just, that's just such a shame. This is basic hygienics. You get taught to clean, right? Like, I would be surprised if people just just don't do it. Like, you go home. Like, what do you do when you go out all day, right? Like, do you go out all day, whether it's work or errands, and then you come home and you don't shower because you feel like you didn't do anything? Like me, I'm like, dude, if I don't shower in 24 hours, my body feels itchy. I get actually just irrationally itchy. I feel gross mentally and physically. I gotta shower now. Even if I've been at home all day, I haven't been out. Fuck it. I am taking a shower that same day. Technically, there is this thing, and I guess it's backed up by whatever, but, like, you're not supposed to shower every day because it washes away the natural oils in your body. But, like, man, I don't know, man. It just feels like shit not showering after a few days. I just feel so gross. I can't do it. 2 alts. Lumilla. Sexy. Oh, yeah. About to fucking bust a nut. Okay, I think that might be a lot. No, I don't think that's the last one, actually, too. I think that's my third one. Also, both alts on the same side. The rest of these are SRs and rares. It is what it is. Lapless. I have so many SRs. Fuck my little ass. I know all the prices dropped, though. I'm going to do a sad market watch later. Because all the prices dropped so low. They're so low. They're so low. If all the SRs were as expected, they were going to be cheap because of how many people bought the set. And so the prices are like tanking. They're like $2 a copy. That's how much I'm charging locally. Because I'm going to be real with you. I got every SR, every rare imaginable. You want me to build you your deck locally? Yeah, you're fucking paying me money. Are you gonna? Oh, it's 50 cents for an SR. Fuck off, dude. I'm building your entire deck for you, and I'm getting it to you all now. Otherwise, you're paying online prices, and you're having to wait for them to ship. And there's a seller that probably doesn't have all the cards you need. The thing is, like, this feels. Some people call what I'm doing shitty. They'll be like, "Oh, why are you charging more locally? Right? Charging less." I still kind of do it 85%, but at a certain point, it's like, well, I have the cards here, right? I have the cards here. If you want to wait, you can wait. That's fine. And you should wait. But if you want the cards now, I'm building your decks. I have all these cards. I'm getting you the SRs. All from one person. It's me. Guess what? There's a convenience to that. It's not even like the convenient fees of like, oh, like the shitty credit card convenience fees or when you pay online. It's so fucking stupid. Because like, bro, you programmed numbers in there. You didn't have to do any work yourself. It was the engineers that did that, not you, you goddamn greedy fucks. And it's like, oh, convenience fee, man. But me, I'm like, locally, I don't know, you could call this a handmade. I guess I'll call it handmade, yeah. Yeah, fuck it, it's handmade. I handmake these decks with love and money, alright? I bought all this shit. I have all these cards. You want to get a deck from me? Fuck off, dude. I'll get you all these cards. You gotta pay me money, though. You're gonna pay exclusive price. Otherwise, good luck getting online, dude. You can get a bunch of different orders. No seller has all these fucking cards, probably. If they do, it's going to be some weird-ass massive thing that's going to be really weird and bulky. Yeah, I think there are some sellers that might have every card, but then accept the commons in bulk. It's like, well, good luck finding a seller that'll do the bulk, too. Because the worst thing for any seller, myself included, selling online, is the reason why I don't really sell bulk, unless it is like it has a price commanding to it. The reason I don't sell bulk is because it's really a pain in the ass to ship. You can't. So if it's like if it's 2 cards, it's fine. 3's kind of pushing it. But if it's 4 more cards, you can't do a large leather envelope. You can't do it because it ends up being too thick, and then it ends up being a parcel. It's really fucking. It sucks. Which is why the other option for that case, if that happens, is that you put it into like 2 different top loaders. But because of the size of top loaders, depending on the post office or wherever you drop it off to, it might not be thin enough to fit in their machine for processing. And so then what happens is that they charge you what is the term for it? Fuck. Non-machinable. It's considered non-machinable, and so you have to pay extra. And so what happens in that case is that it goes to the buyer. And then they have to pay the extra. Either they pay the extra amount if it arrives to them, or you get it sent back to you and you have to pay extra postage. The worst part is, though, when it comes to... Oh, damn! Pulled 4 alts, baby. It's only 3. It's only 3 a case, and I got lucky and pulled 4. This is a pretty good buy for $480. It's not. It's really not. I really shouldn't have paid this much, but fuck it. The thing goes back to you, and then you have to potentially pay it again. One of the things that's kind of weird, and I'm not really sure how this works. You use a stamp, and they sent it back to you and said, we need X amount more cents. My thing is, I've gone to times in the post office, and they've made me pay for the previous stamp, because you've already used the first stamp. You can't reuse it again, because they've already marked it. So you have to use a new stamp, which means you have to pay even more in shipping. As expensive as stamps are, honestly. But then I've had other times where they're like, yeah, you don't have to pay the extra amount. Just pay the remaining amount, and then they'll print a new stamp, obviously, through the post office or whatever, and then they will send that out, right? And that's cool. But, I don't know, it's, like, really inconsistent, and to me, like, shipping out more than 3 cards at a time just kind of sucks. If you're doing a bulk, if it's, like, 20 plus cards... I guess technically I do have the TCG mailers now. It's like a pocket envelope basically, but I've only used that if it's more than like 6 at that point, right? If it's like 3, it's just the problem of like you have to use those specific envelopes that I have basically, or if you have like whatever offshoots. Sorry, I'm organizing the APs right now, but it's also an issue of like. Well, you're shipping out X items. There's a chance that the post office doesn't process it correctly, or like it's like non-machinable, and so then like you just get it back. You have to pay more postage, so it takes more time, which means you delayed in shipping out the order, or it goes through, and then the worst case scenario is the buyer gets it. Well, the worst case scenario is lost in transit, but the next worst is like it gets to the buyer, and they're the ones made to pay extra postage, right? Which I'm like, oh fuck, that feels bad. I would never want to make a buyer pay extra postage. So at that point, I just refund them the X amount if I didn't do enough. But, I don't know. It's also the time of year we're in now. We're in the holiday season, which means a lot of people will be shipping stuff out. Which means there is a higher likelihood, not that it was high to begin with, but there is a higher likelihood of mail getting lost in transit. And then stuff not processing correctly, because it's like they process so many letters, so many parcels, so many stuff, that there's a chance that you just packed it correctly and they still don't do it right or something. But I get it. I feel for them. It's a lot of work around this time of year, so I have nothing against them. The USPS, FedEx, they're doing a lot of work. And even Amazon, doing a lot of deliveries for a bunch of people who are ordering a bunch of dog shit that they're just going to return anyways. Amazon's so awkward, because it's like, man, they order a bunch of shit. You order a bunch of shit, and then you probably return it, right? That's what most people do. It's like, well, what the fuck? Why'd you order in the first place? It's like, bruh. I guess you didn't like the gift, or you got a last minute gift that was shitty. It's like at that point, just don't even get anything. I don't know. That's just me though. I'm just saying. It is what it is. God, my eyes are glazing over. So many openings. Look. This is a Black Friday sale. I had to do this. I had to do it. Otherwise, you know. I know someone's trying to buy some decks for me. They want to buy like 3 different decks. And like, well, it's going to be $2 in SR. And they wanted a fuck ton of SRs. So I told them $60. And then they're like, okay then. I guess I'll just get one deck. And I go, are you really? There's some people that are just really interesting when they want to buy stuff and then they can't really get it, or they shouldn't be getting it. Me, it's like, yeah, I have to work a lot more next month, but I can get the money to pay off my bills, right? I can pay out this month's credit, I can pay off next month's credit, right? I'm fine. But there are some people who just buy a lot of stuff and they aren't in the position to be buying a lot of stuff. Additionally, there's people who are in the position to buy stuff and then they don't buy stuff. And that's them being frugal, which is fine. But there are people who... another Drake, so I need one more. Nice. Let's just say there are people who aren't frugal, who should probably be frugal. Realistically, as shitty as it sounds, it's the poors. People who don't have a lot of money, they tend to actually spend quite a lot, in general. And it's one of those things where, like, you know, if you know, you know, right? If you've been in that position, it makes sense. You buy a lot of stuff, it feels good. I get it. But man, that's just so bad. I've seen people buy boxes of TCGs. In this case, we'll talk about Nikke. Or we'll talk about UA. I've seen people buy boxes of UA when they really shouldn't have. and then they still need additional cards, and they can't even buy those additional cards. And it's like, well, I know you want to pull because it's very fun, but you didn't have to. In fact, you could have just bought the singles. Like, it was Kaiju too. It's been multiple sets. Like, Kaiju's an example. Like, people like want to get decks. Some people just couldn't get them, but they still got the boxes anyways. They still needed cards, and it's like, you shouldn't. You probably shouldn't have been. You probably shouldn't be buying it if you're not in the right position to do it. Life takes precedence over all of this shit. As much as I like Nikke, my life events are technically in order. All right, technically, I got student loans, but technically I'm under the non-repayment. I paid off most of it, and I'm gonna pay all of it off like before the like middle of next year anyway. So I'm fine. I'm comfortable, but some people are in a worse situation, right? I knew someone who was buying Yu-Gi-Oh! They were paying for meta. They were living on their own, by the way, so they were paying for rent. I think they had like roommates, obviously, but they're paying for rent and all shit. They're buying meta decks, and this was I want to say there's Snake Eyes format. Yeah, I think it was Snake Eyes format. That was like that was like almost like in $1,000 format, because wanted package 3 Diabellstar, 3 wanted. The Flame Bears weren't that much. That was the biggest of the Diabellstars. The wanteds. While it was still there and expensive, I believe. No, that was last year. So the Molcharmies weren't here yet. But there were other staples in the deck that were just really expensive that you also needed. And so you were paying an arm and a leg for a tier 1 deck, mind you. But I knew people who were in the position not to be playing meta, and they did. And they weren't particularly amazing. Like, they were okay at best, but they paid a lot for meta decks that they couldn't afford, and it was really bad. There's someone who does that now. He doesn't buy meta. He just buys a bunch of decks. Love her. Love her so much. Anyways, yeah, I just kissed a card. What are you gonna do about it? It's my fucking card. Fuck off. Anyways, I knew a guy now who, he occasionally still buys cards, decks, plays them. Doesn't really do well at regionals, but I appreciate his effort. It's commending, but he will then sell decks and then sometimes buy them like months later. I'm sorry, but if I'm selling a deck, I'm not gonna build it again. I am not touching that deck again. In fact, after the Kaiju Rare Battles are over, as much as the decks are to play, as fun as they can be, I'm just gonna sell them after this. I don't care. I like Kaiju. I do. The show's good, but I don't care enough about it to really... I don't really care. And also, it's just additional money I could be making that will go towards paying off the Nikke anyways. Might as well, right? Especially if I know I'm not going to play it. Especially if I go to Vegas next year, February. I know I'm not playing Kaiju. I already know what I'm playing, okay? It's SAO. Guaranteed. I'm not playing Ava, even though I probably should be. I'm just playing SAO because I know it the best and I play it well. But, yeah, no. Like, I sell a deck, I'm not going to play it again. I think there are people definitely in the TCG space who do tend to buy a lot of cards and they just don't do anything with it. I was guilty of that initially when I was first starting. Just because I was trying to get decks together or cards together. They looked nice. I want to keep them, and I should have sold them. I still have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I still just need to move them out, honestly. But yeah, it just sometimes it just doesn't feel good. I don't know. At a certain point, I just kind of need to get out of the Yu-Gi-Oh game because I'm also I'm in 4 games technically. Okay, I'm in Hololive. I'm in Pokemon. I'm in technically Yu-Gi-Oh still, and I'm in Union Arena. Union Arena is cheap to play in, but if you want high rarity stuff, it can be kind of expensive, but it's not as expensive. It is what it is. You don't need to get expensive on every set anyways. Right, but Pokemon is also cheap too. 2 of these games are very cheap. Hololive is really weird. It's a Bushiroad game, so, you know, it's whatever. It plays like Pokemon, but it's way, way more expensive because it's so... Hololive is so niche that not many people will really touch it. And so to get a deck, it's still cheaper than like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, but it doesn't... It's still kind of expensive for singles because like the biggest issue when it comes to getting cards is if you're going to order cards online, getting it from one seller is more convenient. For a Holo TCG... Right? The problem is, So decks require, it's similar to Pokemon. They require basics, right? And so to get those basics, you need generally 10 to 12 of them a deck, right? Of a specific one. But if it happens to be meta, it'll be more expensive. But even if it's not meta, the issue is you're getting 12 debuts. If you don't get them from a single seller, you get them from multiple sellers, and that's just obnoxious. It is a convenience thing at the end of the day, but it's a huge convenience because if they get lost in transit for some reason, there's a chance that happens, and you're like, fuck, well, now I have to reorder again. I get a refund still, obviously, but having to go through the process of getting the cards again is just really annoying, which is why if it's all with one seller, it's nice, because otherwise you're just playing with an incomplete deck. But Holo TCG is also weirdly niche, right? Like, I'm in Oregon. We have one shop that's doing it. Just one. No other shop is doing Holo TCG here. I would love the tournament packs. We're starting them next week, I think. Yeah, we're starting them next week, I believe. But like, it's just, if you want to get in the game, it's kind of a weird space to get into because you have to build the decks that you want, but then getting the cards is a pain in the ass unless someone opened the case. Also, if you're trying to build multiple decks, the problem is to build multiple decks, you can get the singles or you get a case, because a case gets you everything you need for every deck. Can you build every single deck? No, because sometimes you'll need multiple copies of a certain card because it's really good. Like for Holo TCG, it's like there's like a Chloe engine or package that you play in like a lot of decks. And so you'll need multiple Chloes, right? And usually in the cases, you're getting like 12 debuts or so, 12 to 15 maybe debuts. So, it's like you have to get all your cards in order, and it's just really annoying if you can't get it locally, because then getting it, because not many people are playing it locally. Snow White, yes. But not many people are playing it locally, right? It's still a very niche game. It's for a niche audience, so it's like, well, good luck trying to get the singles, I guess. And then I know people who did get cases, but they're building every deck, and it's like, well, fuck, how are they gonna? Well, they're not gonna move any of their shit because they're building every deck, so it's like, well, you can't get it from that person. No one else really got cases, so you have to get them online. And it's like, well, fuck, that just feels bad. And then getting boxes is like really bad value, generally. The art and the card quality is nice, but the value for boxes is really bad in Holo TCG, actually. Because there's a rarity called SEC. It's one per master case, like one every 4 cases, I believe. And then you have URs, which are like the second highest rarities. They're only like, I think they're 2 a case or something. Yeah, I think it's like 2 a case or something like that. Yeah, it's 2 a case. But like, that just feels bad. You open a box and you don't get a lot of value of it, because obviously not every card is gonna be worth a lot. There's going to be meta decks that are going to be worth a lot more. But also, the issue in general with boxes is that it just doesn't get you every card you need, which is normal for a lot of TCGs. But like something like Union Arena, you kind of get most of the cards you need anyways. Maybe just a few things missing here and there. Holo TCG, along with other games, right? They don't get you all the cards you need. You'll open a box and you'll get like maybe half of what you need if you're lucky. Otherwise, you're getting less than half, and that's so ass. Also, I have no boxes left, so this is the last one. So I pulled the 2-star really early, which means I'm probably not pulling the 2-star again. This means that there's probably still a 2-star at that shop. It's just I'm not going to get any. I say I'm not going to get any more, but who knows what will happen in the future. I'm not going to get any more boxes, though, realistically at this point. I pulled the 2-stars, another fucking rupee, which I'm pissed at, but it is what it is. I did get the foil AP and the 2-star, though, off of loose boxes, technically. So that's still really good. Can't really complain. Ska! We got our last one! Oh! I only need one more. And now I can reduce my list down. I spent $480 to reduce my costs by, I don't know how much I reduced it by. Technically, the alt arts will drop. The issues is just me technically box toppers and stuff, right? Like, it's just, this is like a Gooner set, so the collectors will want it. I saw Noirs officially got bought, which feels bad, because they bought them at 30, which feels shitty. Because I'm like, I don't want to pay 30 for a fucking alt. Will it drop? Maybe, but here's a problem. And everyone kept saying this. They're like, oh, this set's gonna die, it's not gonna do well. I'm like, you don't understand. The people who like sets like this, they will go in on it. They will get boxes. They may even get cases. They will go for it because they like the IP. They aren't gonna ignore it. They're gonna go for it because they want it. People will go more for Nikke than they will for any other sets. Okay? Like Kaiju, fuck it. It's meta, yeah, but like just get singles you want meta deck. Nikke's like, fuck it. I want the ults. Alright? We play a gacha game, for God's sakes. A fucking game where the banners have like at most a 2% pull rate on the desired character. And it's like, oh, we play the costume gachas too, where it's like, oh, you pay X amount and you have a chance to get the special costume. Otherwise, you're paying $50, $60 for a fucking costume. Bro, we're paying the price for those. What makes you think that we wouldn't be paying the price for collectible card games? It's so niche. And I think in the last video, I did kind of say it wasn't the case, but realistically it is, right? The people like me want the alt arts. Most people, granted, want one of each, or they just want their character specific. But, like, there's gonna be... Oh, shit, hold on. God, I almost dropped all those rares, fuck. Okay, realistically, people are gonna go in on this set, right? How heavy? I don't exactly know. I'm sure there's a lot of boxes in a lot of places. But... I'm sorry, man. People were just going to go into this set regardless. It was never going to die. This is going to do better than most sets, by the way. It does better than, well, yeah, I guess it does better than, like, Black Clover. Does better than FMA, unironically. Does better than any Volume 2, because Volume 2 sucks in general. There's just always going to be a niche set, but the niche set is for a specific group of audience that would be attracted to this anyways, right? Because all the alts are really nice. Okay. We're almost done. Holy fuck my dick until I come. Alright. So we pulled the 2-star, unfortunately. It is a rupee. But I'm still happy with the 2-star regardless. I very well could have not pulled it. But they had 17 boxes left, right? If more people didn't open those boxes... say next month, okay? We'll say next month. Next month, I'll get the new billing statement. It'll cycle. If those boxes are still there for $30 a box, you know what? Fuck it. I'll buy them all. I'll buy all those boxes again. Why not? I have bulk out the ass. I don't need to keep most of this bulk, but for that, I'll take it. I will buy the rest of those boxes if there's more. There's a second alt. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bitch. Hell to the fuck yeah. I'm about to come. It's Blanc. I need one more. I only finished like 2 play sets. Oh my god, I only finished 2 play sets. I'm fucking killing myself. Okay. Render asunder. Okay. That's it for the openings. Oh my god. 1 hour and 42 minutes. I don't even know the fucking time right now. I have a clock in my goddamn room. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is an unexpected case opening. I didn't expect to open a fucking case, that's for sure. But hey, we got it. Was it good overall? Yes. It was 16 loose boxes, so technically it is very good. Let me do something really quick before I end the video. Sorry, I'm organizing stuff real quick, dog, so, sorry, I need to empty a box for all these cards. I'm doing it now. You gotta watch the before and after. You gotta watch me organize cards. I hope you guys enjoy this, right? I don't do this for anybody. I do it for you guys, because I want y'all to watch me. I love it when people watch, you know? But yeah, that said, realistically, it's probably it. Because this sale was only, it was only their Black Friday sale. So they sold it for $30. I bought a whole case. Unironically, because I bought basically a whole case's worth, next month, once the billing cycles, if they can, I will probably still ask them regardless if they'd be willing to sell me the rest of the boxes for $30 a piece. I might get lucky just because, again, like, I'm the one that bought a case. No one's bought as many as I have, and they might not just sell more. Well, who knows? We'll have to see how many boxes are left over, man. But that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the polls. Let me show the polls real quick before I Well, let me put these away first, right? Sorry, I'm just gonna organize this by the specials, and I need a box for finals. I need a box for specials. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna do this all on camera. I'm not gonna stop the recording because I'm too fucking lazy. And that's not even just lazy. Actually, it is lazy. I just don't want to stop it. I just want to do this now so you can capture this all on film. That's right. I'm not opening any more videos. I'm not opening any more boxes right now. But you can watch me do this, the behind the scenes of when I organize all my goddamn bulk, and you can hear the sound of me throwing it into my recycling bin. It's pretty cool. Realistically, I should have probably kept the memories technically because it's like a 4 for any yellow deck, except for specifically exotic war dress. They are the only decks they're the only yellow deck in Nikke that does not play the memory card. You can still play it. It's not a bad card, but it's just you wouldn't really have a reason to play it. But otherwise, all the other yellow decks play memory, but it's fine. I can't be bothered to look back through it again. The finals and the specials are always most important anyway. So Encounter, Allison Snow. Yeah, obviously I'll do this all later, but I just need to clear a box real quick. Sorry, let me... Yeah, so you're gonna watch this. Yeah, you gotta watch. Just sit there in your little chair and watch as I organize this. Alright. Put all the specials in there. Okay. Okay, now that we're done. Okay, that said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Later tonight, I will do a market video just looking at the day one prices. Spoiler alert, it is going to drop. But how much? We're not really sure. These are the also we pulled, though. The Blanc, Scarlet, Snow White. We got playsets of the Scarlet now, actually. Drake, I still need more copies of. Lemillion, a copy of. The foil AP is pretty crazy to pull. I believe the playset of Noah's are done. So I've only finished 2 playsets so far. I have a lot more to finish. Pulled the first new War, which is really nice. Kind of annoyed I didn't pull more, but it is what it is. Yeah, then 3 playsets. We finished the Rappy also, so we had the last playset of that. And then we pulled the 2-star as well. Did I want Rupee? No. I like her, but I have fucking 2 copies of these already, which makes me want to kill myself, but... that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys later tonight when I record the market video. See ya.